There's a long tradition of winning when it comes to Michigan football. Their first of 4 straight came over a century ago in 1901. They'd be recognized by the NCAA with 8 national titles from 1901 through 1948. Kind of what Reese Davis was alluding to, though. It's been a while in terms of the modern game. In 1997, Wolverines completed a 12-0 season, a split national title with Nebraska in what turned out to be the final season before the BCS National Championship games began. And the program went through some highs and lows in the ensuing 20-plus years. But tonight, they take down Washington with a dominating performance on both sides of the ball in their debut appearance in the national championship game after coming up short the last couple of years. J.J. McCarthy on that.
We came a long way, but in order to accomplish things like this, you got to go to those, dark places where everything's not great. And, just the response, the urgency right after that last game last year, it was different. I knew it, just from being on the podium last year and saying that we'll be back. I knew the guys that were coming back, and I had this feeling that it was going to be where we are right now. And, just all credit goes to, the players on this team, everybody in that facility, Coach Harbaugh. Like, that man, he's the reason we're here today. So just all thanks to him and to everybody on the team.
Yeah, for me, when we all decided to come back, we knew what it took to get here, right? And when we all said we were coming back and the guys that, had no other choice but to come back, we had to pay attention to details. And our strength coach actually hit on it last night when he was talking to us. But, it's the little things, the details, and we really locked in on those details all the way back, to winter workouts, summer workouts. We were always just trying to execute at a high level and pay attention to detail. I think that's what separated us a lot.
J.J. McCarthy, 27-1 as a starter in his career. That's the 3rd best record by any quarterback in FBS history with a minimum of 25 starts.
You just mentioned all those accomplishments in the big person's table. Would you want to add winning a Super Bowl to that?
I just want to enjoy this. And I hope you give me that, Can a guy have that? Does it always have to be, what's next? What's the future? Like I said the other day, yeah, I hope to have a future. Hope there's a tomorrow, a day after tomorrow, a next week, a next month, a next year. And, just one last thing. I got 2 great loves. My love at work, the people I work with, coaches, the staff, players, and the love I have for my family at home. And just means a lot. See a couple of the kids here right there, Jimmy, Grace, Sarah, Johnny, Jack, Katie, Addie. They're just the loves of my life. And my brother John being here, my dad and mom being here, and then to be here with our team, and that's those 2 families together celebrating. It's glorious. It is just a beautiful thing.
Jim Harbaugh was at the podium, and now he has joined us on SportsCenter. Jim, hey, it's Scott Van Pelt. Congratulations. I laughed when you talked about I laughed about the big people's table. What your brother, obviously, he's got. Oh, man, you the man. He's got his trophy. Do you just take the trophy now, plop it down at the head of the table, and say, "This is where Jim sits. This is my reservation at the table right here."
Love you, Tristan. Yeah, and my dad has a national championship.
Yeah.
2002, Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, John Harbaugh, Super Bowl, 2012 season, 2013 Super Bowl. Yeah. And now I can sit at the big person table.
Right on. You, as your players are walking by,
feels good.
I heard you say, "I love you too."
I mean, how about that? Well, you live in a family where you're the only one who doesn't have one.
Well, but now you got it. Now you get to flip the script and tell your brother the pressure's on you in the 1 seed. I know you'll be cheering him on as he cheered you on tonight. As your players walk by and you're talking about the love, I kept writing this down. The love and the bond. Team 144. These guys keep talking about love and bond. How much did your guys lean on that throughout this journey together?
So together. That's the operative word. Togetherness. I mean, no secrets, nothing fancy. Just good old-fashioned work, good old-fashioned teamwork, and I do love them. I mean, they're like beloved sons, and the coaches that are on our staff members, they're like brothers to me, and they are true love. And same as my family, my wife Sarah, my kids at home, my parents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. You can't imagine the support that I get from those two loves, both at home and at work, and just nothing but attitude of gratitude.
Right on. Jim, you mentioned it's nothing fancy. Winning a title, no matter what, has to be satisfying, I'm sure. But is there something that's maybe more satisfying to a Michigan man, that you won because you had the best tackling team in the nation, and you won because your O-line was absolutely dominant and ran for 303? That still works in football in 2024. Is that maybe a little bit more satisfying?
Well, it doesn't get more satisfying than watching the way our defense played. Against an elite team, elite quarterback. A heck of an offensive line, an outstanding receiving core. We missed a couple tackles, but there were some spectacular tackles.
Yep.
Open field tackles. Tackles on the edge. Our guys. Kenneth Grant. I said, Kenneth, you did that. Mason Graham, you did that. Mike Sammerstel, he did that. Will Johnson, we had to get the momentum back. Will Johnson makes it the very first play to start the second half. Just guys, Jalen Harrell, Junior Colson, when a play has to be made, they make the play. Up and down the line, Jalen Harrell, Braden McGregor, all of our edges, Josh Wallace, same. You just count on these guys, the playmakers, the guys who make the magic happen.
You were asked in the post game about the future, and you said, "Can a guy enjoy it?" Absolutely, you can, Jim. There's a 24-hour rule some coaches have, but then I've heard other coaches that the next morning at breakfast after a championship, they got a list of stuff they got to get ready for spring ball. How do you let this sit? How long do you linger in the emotion and the joy of this moment before you start entertaining whatever else is next?
Yeah. Well, we got a 1 o'clock checkout tomorrow, and then we'll get back to Ann Arbor.
Okay. Sort out the incidentals. You got to square up the incidentals and whatever. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 48 hours. Yeah. And give the guys some time too. I told them 3 or 4 days ago we're moving spring practice back. We usually start on Valentine's Day, February 14th, because we love football. But this year we're going to move it back. We're going to move it back about a month. That'll be good, too. We'll have some nice weather in the spring in Ann Arbor. Okay, so you're thinking about the spring in Ann Arbor. All right, well, the last thing I have for you, Jim, is there's a lot that's baked into a year like this, and it ends with this. And when you look back on all that's involved in it, the time you're away from your team, the conversation that surrounds that, ultimately Team 144 finishes 15-0. When you're an old man and you think back on this, what will be the most satisfying part of this journey that you and this team took together? The team. That's the thing that's just echoing in my ear right now. As I said, it's nothing super fancy, just good old-fashioned teamwork. And as Bo Schembechler used to say, Scott, no man, no player, no coach is bigger than the team. Team 142 is now legendary and has given a new standard, a new ceiling, for future teams to break through.
Give me something.